What up, though? It's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. Chevy, want to say what up?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Chevy the Superstar, and we are here to talk about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5 of 6.
Episode 5 of 6. We are almost done. Has been an incredible ride. I definitely have to say, in comparison to the WandaVision ride, it's definitely. I mean, I think they're both at the same point, but I think this one has been so action packed that it eclipses WandaVision just because of the action.
Definitely.
So I definitely have been enjoying it. I think we've talked about in the past the bigger scenes. The story is a little easier to follow, and the action, the action is movie level action. So
yes, definitely.
Yeah, so we definitely have been on an incredible ride. Penultimate episode, kind of what I thought was going to happen in terms of, I think the action was limited, but more finishing up some character development, finishing up some story, giving us a lot of story, a lot of background, things like that, and then giving us basically the setup, the precursor to these final battles and these final scenes that we're going to see in episode 6, and to wrap up the show for the season. So I think we do have a second season that we're going to possibly get out of this show. I don't think there's going to be a WandaVision season 2, but I think with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think we're going to get a season 2 eventually. This show also leads into like 3 different movies, so we're going to get more inklings of what that is going to be like going into this last episode. What the impact is going to be on other properties. So should be interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this last episode. I'm happy to see that all my predictions were correct.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
For this episode, I was like, oh, I understand how TV show structure works.
Indeed. I mean, shoot, it's like, you gotta learn the ropes over time, and I think we also know how Marvel is when it comes to certain things, so we kind of had a good idea of how things are going to work out. So I think I was right about a couple of things. I know you were right about a few things. So we definitely got some things right in our hey Sonny, how you doing? In our theories and assumptions, a lot of our assumptions. But yeah, overall for an episode, a little bit slower in terms of, like I said, it was limited on the action, but it was there was a great opening battle.
Oh my God.
That we definitely called, early. We definitely got that right. We got a great montage scene in the middle. Lots to see in that in terms of more characters interacting, more of a kind of, I guess, basically like this is the day in the life, right?
Right.
And then the big cameo. We got a big cameo in this one.
Yeah,
forgot about that. So we got a lot out of it, and so I think in terms of all the other shows, just like the rest, this show was great. This show was definitely what we needed to go into the next episode. Now that I think about it, I think I was very satisfied with what we got, because penultimate, I like it when penultimate episodes set up all the ending, right? I don't like when you get this episode that is so packed of, I mean, it's nice because you get everything, like when you get everything in the penultimate episode, but then the last episode is just full of story and ending and people saying goodbyes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's almost like a throwaway, right? That episone feels like I didn't really need to watch it. I already got all my answers
in the episode
from last episode, right?
Yeah, it's always like when the fifth episode, I'm just using this example. The fifth episode is the high impact episode, and then the last episode is the episode that we got this week. It always feels like a letdown. Yes, you need that breather, but you should never choose to use that I'm just thinking of a show that did that, and it disappointed me.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of one too. I mean, I felt like that with Game of Thrones. I know you ended it early before you got to that part, but and Sunny can agree, Game of Thrones literally ended like episode 3 of 8. Like,
and it was like, okay, we're done.
We were done with it at episode 3. There was nothing more to watch, you know.
Yeah.
And then they had 5 more episodes. It was total letdown because it was just a bunch of, I mean, like 1, maybe 2 episodes of let's say goodbye to everybody is okay, but 5 episodes. No, let's not ever do that again. You know, let's not ever do that again. Yeah, I can't think of an exact example, but we've seen examples of shows that will end on a high note in that second from last episode, but then there's one more episode.
Yeah, my show that I was thinking about was Lucifer, the last season that they did at Fox. I kind of was like, well, I kind of understand why this show got canceled, because it was a big reveal in the episode before the last episode, and then the last episode was like, so we're not going to talk about what just happened. We're just going to end the season like this. Like, this makes no sense. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was my example. But it's hard when you have shows like that, because they still try to do the like 24 episode structure.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of throwaway episodes. So, I watch a lot of shows that's 24 episodes still. So it's like you do kind of learn the TV show structure after watching 24 episodes of Xena and 24, because now I'm watching The Nanny and it's 24 episodes of that. So you kind of do learn the TV show structure, but they are doing a good job with this one.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So overall, we definitely thought it was great. We're going to get right into the spoilers. We're going to talk about this. Yes, Sunny agreed with the Game of Thrones reference. So we're gonna get into the spoilers. If you haven't watched this 5th episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, go watch it. It's an awesome episode. Go check it out. Come back here. Come hear what we got to say about it.
Please,
we're about to get into the spoilers.
So let's get right down to the nitty gritty. The opening fight.
The opening fight. Oh my God. I would love to show it, but I don't want to get deleted again. So, Sunny, forgive me. Sunny had to set up the new page. Shout out to our new Facebook page that we had to get because of the Stylez and Clark Node Godzilla recap that I ended up.
Can't do the play-by-play with Facebook.
Right.
No play-by-plays.
So, but before the fight, though, once again, what's the point? Why y'all trying to make us feel bad for this Captain Walker? I don't understand.
Well, from a standpoint of his privilege as a white man, no, we shouldn't feel bad for him. But as a standpoint from a soldier who was just doing what he thought was right from a soldier standpoint, yes, I do kind of feel bad for him. Also, he lost his best friend, and he kind of crazy, but he was kind of crazy before he took the job. So I kind of feel bad for him a little, but not really when he snapped himself back and said, it's time to go to work. Then I said,
back to business. I'm like, nigga, what? Hold on, wait a minute.
This nigga crazy. It is not time to go to work. Don't snap your neck and put your head back together and say that, because now I just think you're crazy as hell, and whatever you get, you're supposed to get.
So I felt the same way, but I also actually thought about that. I felt like it's a callback to the first episode when Battlestar told him, let's get back to work, or let's get to work. I can't remember the exact quote.
Time to go to work.
Time to go to work. And basically, they were programmed that way, right? From being in the military. It's like, yeah, something, something bad happens, something crazy happens. You feel bad or you feel a certain way, and then you just get right back to work.
Yeah,
it doesn't stop. The work doesn't stop.
Yeah,
So I was like, damn, that's kind of messed up, because, like you said, the bigger point is that he lost his best friend, and to think that he had to snap back to it after losing somebody that's so close to you, almost like a brother.
But not only that, he didn't just lose his best friend; he lost his status. He knew that after doing what he did, now he knew he could do stuff like that on the low, but he knew what he did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to rationalize it, and his rationalization was basically, I should have waited, I should have stopped, I was going too hard, I was tripping, but I got to do what I got to do because this is the job. You know what I'm saying?
This is the job.
I'm trying to get my dog. She just want to be extra right now. But this is the job, you know, and I just lost my whole train of thought. Messing around with the dog. Jeez, Pepper, jeez. You go ahead.
But yeah, I saw. So yeah, so being that he had to snap right back to it, that was a little jarring, because it's like, damn, like, you know, you really have to feel this way, and you really got to be like this. You know, I'm once again, I'm fighting, trying to not rationalize, but sympathize with this man. But
F him, but still
had to sympathize with him, because it's like, damn, this is really messed up. And like Sonny said, you know, Battlestar did tell him the serum's going to make you more of who you are.
Yes,
he's already unstable. It's just making him more unstable.
Yeah.
So Sam and Bucky show up. We have the little face down. They you know, they tell him, like, you know, we don't want anybody else to get hurt. You need to chill out. You need to come in. You know, we need to bring you in. Walker wasn't having it. He's like, no, we got to go back and get the flag smashers. We got to go find Carly. Blah blah blah. You know, they're like, but you just killed a man. And he's like, well, he deserved it. And he was already lying to himself right there, telling him that man killed Battlestar, knowing that he did not.
But also, I think it's like, okay, so we're trying to paint him out to be a crazy person, but are we really going to harp on the fact that the one flag smasher didn't kill this dude? Because it's still the ideals and collectives of this group that got this man killed. So I'm like, so it's okay for us to go to war and go kill a whole bunch of people that didn't do it, but this one guy didn't do it, so he's wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, rationale, like, from a logical standpoint, no, the punch did not come from that guy. But if we were going to war with the flag smashers, it wouldn't matter if the punch came from that guy or not. Whoever we get and kill is the culprit.
Right. That's true. You're right about that. I didn't think about it like that. I just looked at it, like you said, from the rational standpoint of who actually did the kill hit, who actually, you know, what was, and you know, I mean, you know, if you take a step back and say, well, you know, who was really at fault here, and who, you know, because they really shouldn't have been there. They really shouldn't have been going after those people, that kind of thing, you know. So that makes him feel like it's his fault, because he's like, we shouldn't have been here. But I think overall, you're right. I mean, they're at war with the flag smashers in his mind, and what he wants to convey is, this was a soldier war. This is, you know, this is what I was here to do, by all means, any means, and that's what I did, you know. So
now, from a morale standpoint, no, he was wrong.
Right. So for Bucky, or Sam and Bucky are telling him, you know, we're going to take the shield. He told them, you don't want to do this.
They say, like, oh, yes, we do.
Yes, we do. And it was on. So that whole fight, I mean, from the fact that Bucky was smart enough to get the gun away from him to begin with, they were just really, it was funny to me. It was like, this mirrored two different fights to me. This was a mirror of the Captain America and Winter Soldier versus Iron Man fight. Definitely a direct mirror of that. But then it also reminded me of the Thanos versus everybody fight on Planet Titan, as they were always trying to get the glove off of him. And this was the main focus of the battle between Bucky, Sam, and Walker, was trying to get the shield off of Walker. And, you know, the one thing about it that kept standing out to me was how crazy Walker was during this fight, how unhinged he was.
Yeah, he was a man unhinged, for sure. He was not, he came to kill, he was out for blood, and he didn't care, because he knew that shield represented the mantle that he was on, and if they took it, he was nothing in his mind. That's what he was going with. That's what his theory was. They hinged this whole show on this shield, and the importance and the meaning and the significance of what the shield means to people. And it just goes to show, I mean, but it's always, The shield has always been so important. And I mean, everybody's little thing is important to them. You
Right.
know, Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, you know, Iron Man's suit, Peter Parker's suit. All of their things are so, you know, pivotal to their characters. And when they don't have them, they feel insignificant, especially when you come to like Thor and Iron Man and Captain America. So, like, you know, if anything, this show is showing us how important not only these symbols are to us and to the people that they surround, but also to the characters that hold them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think for him, you know, like you said, that was his identity at that moment, because he even said it in I think in Sam's face, like, I am Captain America.
Yeah, he did.
As he was
and
trying
that
to
was
rip
so
that shield back out of his hands.
How they took that and morphed it into something bad, like, I am Iron Man, I am Captain America. And it kept freaking me out how you could take that and morph it into something that, you know, hinges on something so sinister.
Yeah,
you know
sinister, exactly. Very sinister, exactly. Yeah. And then at the same time, he's trying to literally kill these guys. Like, a couple of times he tried to cut off something on Bucky. He tried to hit him in the head with the shield. He tried to slice his arm. He put the shield over Sam, like he was going to kill him, like
Sam to death. And then he was about to kill Sam. If Bucky wouldn't have got up off the ground, he was gonna kill Sam. Sam was gonna be out of here. Period.
Exactly. Now, one thing I was surprised by in the fight was Sam's ability to. I mean, he wasn't a pivotal part of the fight, but he was able to hold his own in a few parts of it.
Yeah.
Using the wings or the jetpack and his grappling hook. Because he did the little sweep move with the wings. He used the jetpack to do the backwards flip to kick the shield out of Walker's hand. He did the little grappling thing to pull the shield, kind of like Peter Parker did to pull the shield out of Cap's hand. So, you know, he was doing his thing. So I was pretty impressed with that part of it, because I kind of felt like going into this was like, you know, he's not really that great from a standpoint of being able to hold his own with the fact that he's not a super soldier. He doesn't have superpowers. He's just going to have the shield and these wings. And, you know, what is that going to do for him?
And he broke the wings. Ooh.
Man, when he broke the wings, I was like, oh my God, like that was like crazy. I didn't know how they were going to fix that, how that was going to work out. You know, we got it later. We'll talk about that later. But I was just like blown away by that whole scene because I did not expect that. That shocked the heck out of me.
And I said, oh my God, Bucky, get up, because he about to kill this man. He don't have his stuff no more.
Exactly. Like the wings are ripped apart. Like he literally ripped the wings off.
Yes, I said, oh man, this man is out his goddamn mind. He has lost it. He has lost all the things in his head. All his marbles are on the floor. He has no marbles anymore.
Right. Right. I mean, I can understand him beating them up and punching them and kicking them and throwing them around, but ripping the wings off this man's suit, knowing that he needs this as part of his duties or whatever, it's like you were going for blood. Like you literally intended to kill this man.
He was going for the jugular. He did not care. He was out for blood. But I love that when they broke his arm, that was also a very shocking moment.
Very shocking. Like, because that was, once again, like Thanos, they were trying to get that off. And when they did Thanos, they didn't go that far. With him, they literally, I mean, he used the jetpack. Sam used the jetpack to literally rip that thing out off his arm and broke his arm. And you could hear it, and it was crazy. It was just like, wow, like y'all really just broke this man's arm.
And Marvel, let us hear it.
Marvel ain't playing with this show. You get blood, you get broken body parts. They don't care.
Oh, because that's another significant thing. Remember when I said I was wondering if they were going to go straight into them trying to catch him, and you know, were we going to see the bloody shield again? And like that whole fight scene was just a bloody ass shield.
The shield was dripping the blood, right? It was dripping, and then at the end,
all over his hands.
He was wiping it off.
Yeah, he was trying to wipe it off. Oh my God. It was just like
Right.
crazy. And did they break his back for a second? I mean, I know his back wouldn't stay broken because he's a super soldier, but that was just like a superpowered jetpack break back something that they did.
Yeah, when they did the double team and smacked them together. Oh man, I was expecting it to look a little different, but I still was impressed. That move was crazy. Like let's just double team him and knock him out. That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, that was.
And the only thing I was surprised they didn't show how they took him down completely
Because I'm like, so you Bucky, you just gonna leave?
Exactly. Bucky completely walked away. I'm like, he's still not a super soldier. How is he going to get this man?
That's why I think they broke his back for a minute. They had to, because that's the only way that he wouldn't have been able to get back up and do anything in that moment. They had to severely injure his body for a moment for him to be down for so long.
Well, no, he probably didn't break his back because remember his arm was still broken.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So his back would have still been. So I think they just knocked him out with the impact of that blow. They just knocked him out. So that's how I attribute it to, is that they just knocked him out. But still, that was crazy. That was crazy. He threw the shield down. Bucky threw the shield down. Basically, damn it, don't fumble this again. Don't let go of this shield again. This is your responsibility.
He was like, I'm tired of this. Okay, this is too much. I done helped your ass. I'm gone, man. But I thought he wasn't gonna come back. When I saw him in the next scene, I was like, well, what the hell?
I was surprised he was in that next scene. So we get the scene with Sam and Bucky and Torres. Torres comes in. He mentions the sleeves. He's like, "You got your sleeves back," and then they talk about what happened, and which I thought they were going to go ahead and tell him, look, Walker went crazy. Walker tried to kill us. They didn't tell him. They didn't tell anybody what happened after the fact, which I thought was crazy. I'm like, why didn't they? I think that's going to shoot them in the foot. That's what I was thinking, right? Especially going into trial. Y'all need to let somebody know, this man is unhinged. He's on the super soldier serum. He's crazy.
His ass was unhinged. He killed a man in the street.
Exactly. Well, yeah, but still, he tried to kill them too. You tried to kill your allies. We're trying to bring you in like you're supposed to be brought in, and you tried to kill us. You tried to literally kill us.
You got to think about it. The same guy who Sam gave the shield to gave it to him. Why would they tell him anything?
Okay.
The same dude.
Valid point. Yeah. I didn't think about it like that.
And also, they don't agree with the GRC and what they're doing. Either.
Right. True that. Yeah, because I felt like Sam wanted to continue this crusade with the Flag Smashers, but from his own point of view, right? His own plan, not anything to do with the government. He doesn't want to have anything to do with the government's plan. So yeah, valid point. Very, very, very valid point. What they call it, end of that scene, Torres tells him, hey, what happened to your wings? He was like, you don't even want to know. And then he's like, you're leaving the wings. And he's like, keep them, which I thought was kind of cool because in the comics, Torres becomes the next Falcon. So,
I was going to ask you that. Okay.
Yeah. So Joaquin Torres is the next Falcon in the comics. So I think that's kind of, I don't know if this was just an Easter egg for that, or if this is really a precursor to us seeing Torres fix those wings and become the next Falcon using those wings.
Well, I also saw an article saying that they really like him. Marvel really likes him. So I think that was a hint to us to say that he may be coming back and making another appearance later on down the line.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I like his character. He's different. He kind of reminds me of
he reminds me of
active. He reminds me of he kind of reminds me of a more active T.I. from the
you mean from that standpoint?
Yeah, because he's he's not an Avenger. He's just part of the team in a way, a side person in the team. But he's very inquisitive, very useful, resourceful, that kind of thing. So that's I was kind of thinking of it from that standpoint. I never but I never seen the crossover for Sam going from Cap's friend to becoming an Avenger.
No, me neither.
It just all of a sudden was an Avenger.
That's how I feel about I feel like he outgoing and he nice or whatever, and he kind of do what he need to do, but you don't look at him as a person that you would see that you would be like wearing a t-shirt or nothing like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, and then one day you might be wearing a t-shirt or something like that.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Oh yeah, it might be a call out to the Young Avengers, but actually, our other call out to the Young Avengers was another sighting of Eli Bradley later on in the episode, who becomes Patriot. Yeah, so I think we're getting a lot of Young Avenger vibes from all these shows between the twins and WandaVision, and now Eli Bradley showing up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of foreshadowing for Young Avengers team up coming up soon. The trial. I think we both were wrong about the trial.
We were. I'm actually shocked that he was immediately terminated from his job. Yeah. And what I thought was funny was he had only been doing the job for a month.
Yeah, like you got fired after a month, and I think it was on your day off. Like,
yeah, like you did all this damage in a month. Bro, this was not for you. But like, yeah, that scene was very like, they should have just arrested him when he started walking out. Like, obviously this man is unhinged.
Exactly. Okay? Obviously something wrong with him.
But I did feel bad for him though, because he is right. How the hell are y'all going less than honorable discharge me with no pension? And the only thing I've been doing is what the hell y'all been telling me to do all this goddamn time.
Not only no pension or retirement, but no benefits.
Oh yeah, that too. And he got a broke damn arm.
My thing is military people go to the military for the benefits. That's the only reason. It's medical benefits. There's, of course, the status, but then also, I mean, there's so many benefits involved in being a military, ex-military or retired military. So to lose all of that, he lost everything. You're basically starting from square one.
Yeah, he can't get no USAA insurance.
Exactly. He can't get a military exception for going to find a new job. He can't claim
and he killed somebody on national television. I mean, on national recording. Exactly. So nobody is going to hire him. Hopefully his wife is not a homemaker.
Right.
Because who gonna pay for that cast to get cut off his arm?
Exactly.
Oh, he a super soldier. I forgot.
Oh yeah. It eventually will heal, but still,
he's just gonna break it off. I forgot, but
still, if they don't know he got that, right? So it was a mess. It was a mess. But I was also happy that that's the stance they took. That they were very direct. They told him like, look, you messed this up. You screwed this up. Yeah, we told you to do X, Y, Z, but you took it too far. And then to kill this man on, like you said, national TV or national, everybody's, on the internet, went viral. It's like, you blew this, bro. You blew this. So you get what you got because of what happened. Like, you lucky we not arrested. We're not putting you in jail. You lucky we're not putting you in jail or giving you a dishonorable discharge.
But then he started to let his privilege show.
Yeah.
And I said, damn, white boy, why that privilege showing so hard? It's just leaking out of you. Your wife, who is not white, also saw the privilege leaking out of you. And she's sitting there like, who is this man?
Exactly.
I don't know him. He is not the man that I married.
Exactly. Like, bro.
He can't get no car insurance from the general.
His tag's gonna be expired. Now his tag's gonna be expired.
I really do hope his wife is like a CNA or something. She looked like she's a CNA or something.
She looked like an attorney or something, or a doctor.
Maybe.
She looks like she's some kind of professional. So hopefully she'll be able to pay all the bills, because he don't got nothing, no insurance, no nothing.
Nothing. He ain't got nothing but a bad reputation.
Right. So then we get our big cameo, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I can't never say her
name. Yeah, from Seinfeld, as well as from the New Adventures of Old Christine. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
New Adventures of Old Christine? So that's really funny to me because Clark Gregg also starred in that show.
Who was that? Clark Gregg. Who is that?
Yeah, the guy from the Coulson.
Who is Colton?
You remember Coulson from the Avengers and from
Colson.
Agents of
Colson.
Shield?
That's his name.
Yeah.
I never knew what his name was.
Oh, okay,
I just always called him Colson. Now that is one Avenger person that I never knew his name. I just always called him Colson.
Okay. I feel you. I mean, he's embodied that character, for forever. So yeah. So it's easy. So, but yeah, so they have this now. They have this connection as well, as that they're now both part of the MCU, and so I thought that was cute. I was like, oh, okay, she's part of the MCU now.
Well, who the hell is she with her long ass name?
So her name is La Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Val for short. Don't call her that. Just keep it in your head.
Right.
And she's known as the Contessa for short, but she's also known as Madam Hydra.
Oh.
She's also known as Agent 14.
I don't know.
So if you're familiar with Agent 13, Sharon Carter.
Oh.
She was on a team with Sharon Carter. I forgot what they called their team, but they were SHIELD agents. They worked on the same team together. She also worked directly with Nick Fury. If you ever heard of the Nick Fury Agent of SHIELD movie that starred David Hasselhoff, the Contessa showed up in that movie as well. She was played by Lisa Rinna in the 1998 Nick Fury Agent of SHIELD movie with David Hasselhoff. So we've seen her in the comics, we've seen her in the movies. This is her first time on the TV show in the MCU. And the crazy thing was the fact that even though she was called Madam Hydra, she was really a triple agent. She was a double agent. She was a Russian sleeper agent. She worked for SHIELD, and then she infiltrated Hydra, but while she was working for a company or for an organization called Leviathan. So she wasn't really Hydra. Widow. She was kind of like fake Hydra. So
like Black Widow.
Yeah, but that's what so that's her power, right? So she's just like Black Widow. She's a fighter. She's got the sexiness thing going on, and then she's manipulative. So she's or similar to Zemo as well. So she's kind of got that same manipulation power, as well as she can fight really well. So I don't think we'll see Julia Louis-Dreyfus ever fight, but
now we do. That would be dope as hell.
That will be dope. I would be very hyped to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus get down and kick some butt, do a couple of scissor kicks.
They had Helen Mirren out here shooting guns out the side of a car.
That's true. Yeah, Helen Mirren was in Red and Red too. Helen Mirren is
and she about to be in Shazam as the bad guy.
She's one of the gods in Shazam. So that's gonna be dope.
Also, I read an article stating that they added this scene with her in it to this show because they had to push back Black Widow because she was initially supposed to be in that. And I mean, I don't know if they took her cameo out of that, but that's where she was initially supposed to appear. But I guess her appearance is necessary for the next step. So they added her to this show for that stuff.
Oh, okay. So then so now that blows some of the theories about who or what her involvement is going to be, because then that means that she's probably definitely not the power broker, which I don't think she is anyway.
Yeah, well, I thought that too, but after I read that article, I said, okay.
So then that means that she's definitely not the power broker. But the other theory is that she may be working for Thunderbolt Ross on the raft, or will eventually show up on the raft and be a part of the Thunderbolts. So or leading the Thunderbolts. So yeah, so I kind of think that theory is correct. Because I don't see her making any doing anything with the whole situation with Madripoor, with Sharon Carter, with the power broker. I don't see her being involved in that. I see her because she made the comment she made was she told Walker that he's going to have to answer that phone call from her, and that he's very valuable to certain people in the government. And the thing is that Thunderbolt Ross is notorious for these kind of under the radar type of situations, and people knowing about these type of people. She knew about his taking a serum, and then making use of these types of assets, right? These assets that shouldn't be used. So I can definitely foresee
like
Walker ending up on the raft with Zemo, and then the Contessa showing up and saying, "Hey, I think it's time you guys take advantage of being a part of the Thunderbolts."
So is the Thunderbolts like the Suicide Squad?
Yes, the Thunderbolts is just like the Suicide Squad. It's anti-heroes, villains turn heroes, things like that, and they're all going to team up to do different missions to take time off of their sentencing. And their home base is the raft, and we heard that when Zemo got picked up by the Dora Milaje, that they were taking him to the raft. Clark, there's been talk about the Secret Mission show. So the Secret Secret Invasion show, actually, Secret Invasion. So that's going to be another Nick Fury Secret Invasion. So basically, the Contessa is a part of that as well. Unfortunately, in the comics, she gets replaced. She gets body snatched. So we don't. So no telling which version of the Contessa we have right now. So we'll see. But yeah, so it's very interesting, Sonny. There's a lot going on with these setups that's going on. So we're gonna see how that plays out in this next episode.
They also made mention to the fact that the shield doesn't belong to the government, and was that any reference to the fact that the Dora Milaje was trying to take the shield back after they beat up?
Exactly, after they beat them up. Yeah, I think that was kind of another them alluding to the fact that it was that vibranium was one stolen from Wakanda, but the shield itself may also be a Wakandan manufactured item. That shield may have directly come from the Wakandans, not from Howard Stark. And so the fact that all this, is not supposed to be in their possession, that she's alluding to the fact that shield does not belong to the government, so yeah, I think that, what is his name? The Claw, the guy that was in Black Panther.
You talking about Gollum?
I can't think of his name.
I don't know. I just know he the guy that played Gollum. You talking about
he plays Gollum? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He would probably know exactly where that shield came from. And how it got into Howard Stark's hands. So I think he would be the only one that really knows how that all worked out. But I think that I definitely think that was what that was alluding to. When he said Marvel likes to make their own stuff up. Exactly. Yeah. And then, the MCU, they want to make sure that they tie up some loose ends around a lot of different things, especially with these TV shows. So Sonny's talking about the Winter Soldier. In the Winter Soldier movie, they mentioned another white man being there before the Winter Soldier. There was a bunch of different not Winter Soldiers, but there was a bunch of different people that was experimented on, right, with the serums and all that kind of thing. That's what you're talking about, Sonny. So there's a lot involved in between the serums, the vibranium, so they're tying up a lot of loose ends on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Now, what did you think about the scene with Bucky going to Sokovia to kill Zemo?
So when he gets there, he's seen him at the memorial, at the Sokovia Memorial. Yeah, I definitely felt like that was I didn't expect him to put the gun to his head and pull the trigger. I was shocked by that. I had totally forgotten about the preview where they showed him dropping the bullets and everything. I think that that was shocking to me. It's like, is he showing them like, hey, no, I'm not the man that I used to be. I'm not the Winter Soldier. I would have killed you if I was the Winter Soldier. I felt like, they definitely needed that moment to kind of do that breakaway, like, this is our last time. And and I appreciated Zemo for saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to kill you. I'm done with trying to kill you. He still wants Carly to be.
But do you think that's because he knew all along that he changed and he was just trying to maybe manipulate him in a good way? You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking his manipulation and turning it into something bad, and maybe he was trying to manipulate him in a good way to push him to those lengths to let him know that he had changed, instead of saying, because all this time we've been thinking, oh, Zemo is trying to manipulate him, and maybe he knows some other keywords to turn him back into the Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? But maybe not. Maybe he was trying to push him to those points to show him that he wasn't the Winter Soldier anymore. And maybe that's why when Sam asked him, what about Bucky?
Right.
He knew he was never going to kill him, because he knew that he was not that person anymore. He just didn't want to say nothing. He wanted him to come to that realization for himself.
For himself, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I know for sure, looking at that scene, that Zemo felt that they were past that Winter Soldier situation, that he felt like Bucky was somebody he could trust, that he could consider a friend. I think and that's the thing about Zemo, when you really think about it, Zemo's not really a really bad guy. Like, he's not a bad person. He's pissed. He's had loss. He's had tragedy. And so it's turned him into this person who's by all and by any means, I'm going to do what I need to do to get my revenge or to get my justice, right? And that was all he was about. He wanted his justice.
But theoretically, he got what he wanted.
Yeah, and you're right, and exactly, because he wanted to make sure there was no more serum. He wants to make sure there's no more super soldiers. He wants to get rid of the last few of them. But that's his biggest thing, is he's like, these people took everything from me. They took everything from me, and now his thing is, I have nothing else to live for but my revenge, my justice, my blind justice. So,
yeah, I agree.
Bro, Shinlo in the building.
But
so yeah,
with the people, with the Dora Milaje.
The Dora Milaje show up, which was dope. They show up. They had the Talon Fighter. They mentioned the Rav, that they're going to take them back to the Rav. So once again, another call out to the Thunderbolts. Bucky and Ayo quickly discussed that he needs a favor, which I thought was dope, because I knew immediately, as soon as he said I need a favor because of Sam's situation, that he was asking for them to create some kind of new wings for him.
I didn't know what he wanted. I said, you better leave that girl alone. She about tired of you, sir. She already done told you can't come back to Wakanda, and you got the nerve to be asking for a favor.
I know, right? I thought that was funny too, because he definitely asked right after she just told him, like, look. But I think that was a cute little scene too, though, because she turned to him and said, White Wolf. She's still calling him White Wolf. Told him, like, before you come back, make sure things have died down. So I felt like she was kind of extending an olive branch, a little mini olive branch. Like, look, you messed up big time. You hugely messed up. People are not happy with you at home, but you still have a home back in Wakanda, right? So that's what I kind of felt like from that as well. So I think that's another reason why he went ahead and asked for the favor, because I think he felt the same thing. He's like, you know what? I think I still got people over there that's going to look out for me. And they know how important Sam is, and blah blah blah. So I think it made him feel like, I can make this request. So he asked for the favor. Sam goes to Isaiah Bradley. Yeah. So the episode title is called The Truth. The name of the episode title is actually the same title of the first Isaiah Bradley comic book, Truth, Red, White, and Black. So it's definitely a reduced version.
You was doing your thing this week.
Yeah, I was doing all the research. So yeah, he said that's probably where he picked up
knowledge.
So the original magazine, Truth, Red, White, and Black, it was where it broke down the origin story of Isaiah Bradley, and it actually mirrors the story that Isaiah Bradley told Sam in the episode kind of a summary version, and talk, and we saw him talk about the things that happened, which mirrored the Tuskegee experiment, as well as how he ended up in prison, how he, after rescuing the 332, taking them back, from the POW camp instead of allowing them to get bombed and being erased from history. But he was still pissed. Like, they still erased me from history, his situation, his story, that kind of thing. So I think that it was kind of heartbreaking. It was kind of, really messed up, and I felt like he was, I didn't like the way Sam was asking the question of trying to get the story out of him, because it sounded like it made him sound stupid to me. Like, he kept saying, what happened, blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, he got arrested, he got done wrong. What do you mean? What happened?
How can you know if somebody's just saying I got wronged by the man? That don't tell me nothing. If I'm living in a 21st century world.
But I was like, he should have asked it different though. I felt like, because it didn't make sense to the way he was asking. I was just like,
well, it didn't make sense the way Isaiah was just like, because you black.
Yeah,
I don't know, because if I knew, I wouldn't be fucking asking.
I would have known, but I don't know. So now you got to tell me.
If you live long enough and you're black, you'll be bitter.
Be bitter with me. He's like, come to the bitter side with me. Come on.
And I don't know, that scene kind of, I felt him. I understood where he was coming from. I see, the pain, and I understand the pain because the way he was treated was unfair. But I also did not appreciate the line where he said no self-respecting black man would want to ever be Captain America. And I get it from the standpoint of like, okay, I got to figure out how I want to say this. Jaded people, and I'm not going to say black people, I'm just going to say jaded people. Once you've been jaded by a situation, you can never see another side to it.
Exactly. So that's why I felt like it was a pertinent thing to say. I felt like that was the perfect thing to say, because so what I got from the exchange between the two of them is that, because I think we theorized that Isaiah would convince Sam to be Captain America. I think that's what we thought at first. He was and we found out in the episode he was trying to deter him, right? But I think we ultimately were right, because he still convinced Sam to do it. But because of that being jaded, because of that dismissing the entire situation as being like, this is a black and white thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, in a way, yeah, it was, but it also was an opportunity that I think Sam recognized. Recognized, like, this is an opportunity for me to break this situation from being a black and white thing to being let's do what's right kind of thing.
Right.
And I also felt like it was, but I also felt because of the jadedness of what he went through, that he had to feel that way. You can't walk away from this, seeing what they did to you and seeing what they did to your people, and then be like, but bro, you should be, be right there with the white man.
You're right.
And do what he says. Go for it.
But also
I would have thought that would be disingenuous. I would have thought that was wrong.
That's true. But I also liked when Sam says, Steve did not put you in jail, bro. Like, that whole, the white man did it to me. So all the white men did it to me. You know what I'm saying? And I like when because the one thing I can say in that conversation, he held his own. He could have walked into that room with that jaded man and listened to his story and be overtaken by it. But I loved it when he told him, look, Steve didn't put you in jail. Is you going to sit down and tell me what happened, or is you going to keep talking in old ass circles?
Yeah, exactly.
Giving me a roundabout version of your life when I'm the first person in 100 damn years who done came to talk to you about your damn life. So you want to tell it. Don't act like you don't.
Exactly. And that was the other thing, is that, as much as he, hated to discuss the situation, he also didn't like the fact that his situation was never discussed, right? So it's like, come on. You can't have both, bro. You can't have both. You can't be a secret and hate being a secret at the same time. I'm sorry.
You can't stay in this house for 100 years and then be mad that you stayed in the house for 100 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because your ass could have been in a prison.
Right. And I kind of want to know who was the nurse that got him out of there. I do
too. Because I'm sure it's somebody we know.
Exactly. Somebody important. We're like, who was it?
It probably was like maybe what's her name?
Peggy.
Yes, maybe. It could have been.
Could have been. She'd be like, I know how you got in here, and I know what's going on.
And now what if he say, you know who got you out? Steve's girlfriend.
Exactly.
Not what you got to say.
Not what you got to say. Exactly.
I still hate them all. Right? You right though, sir. You right, Isaiah. You can hate them all. They did you dirty.
You can hate them. And that's how I felt about it. I was like, he had to feel that way, because if he would have walked away from that and been like, oh,
my mind has changed now. You have opened my eyes to the world, and I can go walk out and be in it. But actually, I can't.
Right. So I felt like it was perfect. But like you said, Clark, he definitely wants to break the mold to become more, or not even to become more, because it's another thing about this episode that Sam realized, and he made Ducky realize, is that it's not about being more of what somebody else wants you to be. It's about being a better you for you. Like let's get to the bottom of what I want to be. Now I can't have you telling me who I am. Let me decide who I want to be.
Right.
And that was another thing he said to his sister, that Sam said to his sister about the conversation with Isaiah Bradley. He was like, I'm not about to let that man tell me what I'm going to do.
Right. But you know what? That's good to say, because you can relate that to everybody in this episode. The reason why John Walker then killed the man is because people been telling him who to be. Carly is literally risking her life because of what she feels as if she has to be. Like everybody is allowing for other people to shape who they are supposed to be, and it's creating different versions of, even Sharon is doing what she thinks she has to do because this is who she feels like she has to be now. Everybody, even Zemo has become another version of himself because of the things that happened to him, and now this is who he has to be. Everybody in this show is facing that challenge of realizing that they need to do what's best for them and live for themselves, but everybody is facing those challenges differently. And I think that probably the main characters are the only people who are going to realize it, because they're the only ones who can, because then the show doesn't have anything to
move forward on.
There's no conflict if the other two people realize that they don't have to do this anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, we can't have everybody getting these revelations and self-healing. Stay broken. Stay broken. Season 2. So Sam goes home. He starts working on the boat again. Bucky shows up with the new suit and the Wakandan case. Thought that was dope.
Maybe, but it could be bananas, or it could be Turkish delights.
Right, a whole case full of Turkish delights. I'm just here to deliver them. What was dope was seeing Bucky trying to flirt with Sarah, and Sarah flirting back.
I said, "Okay, Bucky,
right?
Hey, okay." You look good when you pull that gun out on Zemo, and then you didn't shoot him with your collar flipped. Yeah,
exactly. Mr. Cool, Mr. Smooth, go over there talking about some. I can help with this. Let me see what I can do. Like
I said, that's that Wakanda. Okay,
right?
Okay, because don't think
coming out.
He's always been a hound dog. Don't think that changed. One arm shorty and all. He's still hound dogging.
Exactly. So they do the whole buddy cop montage where they're like, working together on the boat and all that kind of stuff. Then we also get the montage of the community comes and helps the Wilsons with the boat and all that kind of thing. So we got to see all of that. We also saw Walker go and meet Battlestar's family, and ends up lying to them about killing Battlestar's killer.
I don't think the daughter believed him, though.
I don't think so either. I thought that she was looking past and through him, knowing that he was a liar. Like,
what if she a flag smasher?
Oh, what if? I didn't think about that. Oh, shoot. That would be crazy. That would be a twist right there. She shows up at one of those Flag Smasher fights. That would be crazy. Now I got to go watch again so I can make sure I remember what she looked like.
Yeah, because she wasn't here for nothing.
Right. She kind of, that look she gave him was like.
At the end, she was like, okay.
Right.
Okay. I ain't never liked you anyway. You got my brother killed.
Exactly. You got my brother killed. I didn't like you anyway.
I've been telling him to stop running with you.
Exactly.
He was going to get your ass killed one day.
Exactly.
Shoot. Sound like the boy was in love with him. Shoot.
Right. So then we get the phone call, Sharon Carter on the phone with Batroc the Leaper. And definitely crazy because, you know, she mentions that now she's going to pay him double. So that means that she more than likely hired him for the first job in the first episode to kidnap that U.S. serviceman. Now she's hiring him to go work with the Flag Smashers. And he comes to the Flag Smashers with weapons and bombs and carrying on.
Now, did you think she hired him to set Carly up or to actually kill Sam?
So at first I was like, damn, does she know that he wants to kill Sam? Is she gonna, you know? So I don't think she's attributing him to wanting to kill Sam. I don't think that that's her plan. I think your first thing, I think that she's trying to indirectly set up the Flag Smashers or bring them closer to her. Because my theory is Sharon Carter is not the power broker.
She's trying to figure out where they at.
Well, basically. No, I think Sharon Carter is trying to take down the power broker to take over Magic. I think because she's already doing $1 billion business, right? She's already in $1 billion bill or $100 million business with those paintings and all that art. So I think that she's indirectly trying to take down the power broker by bringing the Flag Smashers closer to her and then going after the power broker. So I think that this is all part of her little side plan, but not realizing that she's putting Sam in danger because Batroc wants to kill Sam as well. I think this is his own vendetta. I don't think that he's discussed that with Sharon.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he may not even realize who SharonTer is.
Right, because how would she's
living a double life. He thinks that she's just this
woman, whomever she
exactly this big boss in Madripoor. He doesn't know anything about her agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. past. So I believe that she's doing something for her business, not realizing that it's affecting Sam.
I wanted to mention that Bucky, this is the first time. Well, we only seen Bucky wake up before. I read an article about this too, about how Bucky woke up at the house and he was not in a cold sweat from nightmares.
Exactly. I thought that was interesting too. He woke up happy. Mm-hmm. He was on the couch too.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't on the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of changes there. You know, a lot happier, a lot more at home, a lot more at ease.
Right.
And I like how he, Sam ended up inviting him to stay longer, because he knew he was probably doing better being there.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Also, it's one other thing that I wanted to say about them being at home. I kept, trying to understand, the purpose of Sam's sister being so prevalent and knowledgeable about his life and everything that goes on. And today when I was rewatching the episode, I was like, wow, him and his sister relationship reminds me of Pepper's and Tony's relationship because they have a transparent relationship and she brings things to his attention to help him move forward. And I think that's what their relationship signifies. And it reminds me of that relationship because I feel like Tony was the only person who had someone in his life that he could be transparent with, who knew everything that was going on in the Marvel world and in the fighting world to the point where she could help him do the right thing.
Yeah, because a lot of them don't have that. A lot of them
or they lying to the people that they love. So I think that's finally the realization that I'm coming to, because I've been trying to figure out, why does he tell his sister everything? She gonna get killed. Why is she here? What is her purpose? And I feel like, since we no longer have that Tony Pepper kind of relationship where there's a person that someone can be transparent with. Now Sam and Sarah will kind of take that mantle because he's open and honest with his sister about everything that he goes through when he's out there.
Right. Makes sense. That's good, very, very good insight. Definitely. I didn't think about that. And it makes sense though, because we see a lot of these guys, a lot of these the heroes going through things on a personal side, but they never having anybody that they can open up to, or they don't feel like they can. Because we saw that with Banner, right? Banner was in total turmoil between the first movie up till Infinity War, and then I mean, Thor is always all over the place emotionally when it comes to things. I mean, he had a little bit of a thing with old girl, but that didn't last long.
His whole family dead. Like he don't have nobody no more. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You can't count like Wakanda because everything about that world is whimsical in a way.
Right,
so all of them know about everything. But like what's his name? Scott, his daughter. He lost his family. I think Hawkeye lost his family too about what he does.
Exactly. And he keeps all of that separate. He has a whole separate life.
Yeah. So. Peter lies about his life. The rest of them don't have family.
Shoot, Black Widow's whole life is a lie.
Yeah, we don't even know what her real name is.
Exactly.
The name we've been calling her all this time might not even be her damn name. But everybody else doesn't have family. So, this is just, and since we no longer have Tony because he's no longer alive, we no longer get that kind of relationship that's transparent where you have that person that you can tell, girl, I just killed Thanos today. I went in there and I chopped his head off and now I don't even know what to do with myself. Nobody else has that kind of relationship. And also now, I don't even know if Carol Danvers knows that, her best friend is dead, but if she does, she doesn't have that person no more either.
Exactly. Which apparently she wasn't visiting her anyway. So
Right. Yeah. Well, kids have an skewed version of what they know as well. So we can't take the information from a child. Well, she's an adult now, but
but she was a child. Yeah.
We don't know if her mom and her were getting secret messages. We don't know if that's why her mom was able to raise up in the ranks. We don't know. So we're going to have to wait on that because she is also, her character is jaded from things that weren't done right by her from Carol in her childhood.
Right.
She missed a few too many birthdays.
Exactly. So I definitely agree. So we end the episode with
an amazing training session.
With them playing catch, going over, their basically what their future is going to look like. Sam letting Bucky know how he feels about being Captain America, what he feels like he needs to do next, how he's not going to run from the shield. Bucky, telling him like, hey, I'm here for you, bro, but he wasn't sure how he needs to heal. And then Sam giving him like, look, stop trying to be an Avenger. He's like, take care, be of service to the people instead, and then you'll heal. And that was big for Bucky. So,
but I also never thought about it myself how Steve giving a black man the shield meant, because I was just like, why the fuck did he give it to him? I never, I didn't think about the black part of it until they gave it to a white man. Exactly. I never really thought about it because I was just like, why him? Like not. I'm black. So, I mean, why would I look at him and be like, oh, you gave it to a black guy? Because I'm black.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought about it.
Implications of that, right?
Right.
The implications of that. Yeah.
Because I didn't want him to give it to him at all. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, I never thought about the ramifications of what that meant either. And it's kind of be like, Steve, you're a messy man. You're messy, sir.
And so Bucky tried to explain that, which I thought was interesting because we always was thinking like, well, why did he give it to Sam and not to Bucky, or why did he give it to Sam and not somebody else or whatever? Right. And it was like he had a conversation with Bucky about it, right? So I thought that was cool. They finally revealed that Bucky knew about it before Sam or before let's say Chris, before
Steve.
Steve gave the shield to Sam. So many names. So that was cool. But then he said it, like, hey, we didn't understand the ramifications of giving this to a black man. Like, we didn't understand what that really meant. We didn't think about it. We didn't think that far. How could we, right? And it makes sense, right? Because they just two white guys doing what they do, being, oblivious to everything. No shot to them. It's just that's how it is. You don't think about these things when it doesn't affect you, but also when you can't see that far. When you don't see that far, it's hard to focus that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and like you said, even we didn't see that far.
Because I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I was just like, he's an Avenger, he's a hero. He gave him the shield, so they should let him do the job that he's supposed to do. I never the thoughts about him being black and holding that shield and what that meant for America, I just never crossed my mind, and I don't know why, but it never did. At first, when I first saw him give him the shield, I was like, "Oh, he gave the shield to a black guy. That's dope." But that's all I thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, why he give it to that black guy? I don't know. But it's cool that he gave him to a black guy, so we gonna have a black Captain America. And I said, "Cool." I never thought about racism. I never
exactly how racism was going to rear its ugly head, And I mean, nobody said anything yet, but we already know what's about to go down.
Yeah, he's training to be Black Captain America.
Black Captain America. Black Captain America.
Black Captain America.
So,
what did you think about his training? Like, did that excite you? Did you get turned up about it, or was it just like, okay, sir? Like,
so I was like, once again, we get the training montage that takes him 18 hours to learn how to do something that should take you eight years. I'm like, really,
they should have played Eye of the Tiger.
Exactly. They might as well. They should have had him run up a hill and jump up and down and be like, I know how to use the shield, So, but I was still like dope, because I love seeing the shield thrown around. It's just that I just love that. But what I thought was cool about it though was how they showed how hard it is to catch that thing. Even though when they were playing catch, I thought it was a little mismatch because I'm like, you guys are playing catch way too easy with this shield. But when they were showing him in the training, it was like, okay, yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. And at first in my mind, I was like, but he was just catching it just fine. But then I was like, no, but he's throwing it now. Like,
he's throwing it for real. They was just playing catch.
Exactly. Now he's like throwing it as if he's trying to hit people and all that kind of stuff. And it's ricocheting off of stuff and it's going over. I was like, okay, yeah. So I was enjoying that part of seeing they'll make it more realistic. Like, you're not going to just come out and start fighting with this thing like you know what you're doing. It's going to take some practice, some skills. And he started to understand how it worked, and then he finally got it. The little exercise thing I thought was cheesy. And then but at the end when he was really throwing it and was really getting it, I was a little hype. I was
like, okay, Sam, I never seen you in this light, but I appreciate it. And I mean, I feel like them not hinging the story on the fact that now a black man is going to be Captain America, but it kind of did get me excited because this man is black and he about to be Captain America. So exactly. Little nephew, look up to your uncle in pride holding that damn shield.
Exactly. I thought that was cute too when the boys were playing with the shield.
yeah, that was cute too. But I kept thinking about the blood. I was just like, oh my God, the blood in there. I thought Bucky was gonna be like, put it down. No, don't touch it.
Oh my God.
Because of the blood. I was just like,
you guys realize there's blood all over that?
Blood? It's like blood? Like it was everywhere.
That thing was used to kill a man.
Like, guys, why are you playing with this? I thought Bucky was like, no, put that shield down.
Yeah, exactly.
A man was murdered with that. Like
terrible.
Oh
so,
man. What are your predictions for what else happened?
So the final scene after the Flag Smashers infiltrated the
that happened. I forgot.
So we did that, and then the final scene, Sam gets the call. He finds out that the Flag Smashers are in New York, and then he goes to the case. I was screaming like, oh my God, open the case.
He was like, what's in the box?
What's in the
goddamn box?
And then they didn't show us. I was like, no, I lost my mind.
Well,
I was like, they are so wrong for that.
I know it's not Pepper's head. I know it's not Gwyneth Paltrow's head. That's for sure.
I know, right? It was the Seven Sins or whatever that movie was called.
Seven. Definitely not her head.
Zemo's head.
I really think it's some Turkish delights. I think some Turkish. I saw a picture of that online where it was like he opened the box and it was just Turkish delights in there.
Can I get a box full of Turkish delights? I'm gonna go drop these off now.
But I mean, he wasn't looking like he was super excited. He was looking like, oh shit.
Okay. Well, the way I kind of felt like it was like, I felt like he was both in awe and surprise and in relief all at the same time, because what I'm envisioning, even though they keep trying to show different designs on the internet, is I know, right, Sonny? Show it. Show it. So the one thing I was envisioning is the fact that not only is it new wings, but it's new wings and a whole new suit that I'm hoping. I'm
There's
like,
an America on it. America.
No. What I'm hoping is that it's similar to Black Panther suit.
Oh.
And that it.
Oh yeah, that it can absorb. Yeah, they better give him something like that.
Back out.
They better give him something like that.
He needs some help, right? He doesn't want to take the serum, but he needs some help.
Yeah, so he definitely do.
I'm like, Lord, please let this be like the ultimate Captain America suit, like where this suit. I mean, I don't expect it because it was in a big ass case. I don't expect it to come on like his suit, like the Black Panther suit. That would be dope. That would be super dope if it nanotech style came on his body. But what I'm hoping is that it has that similar technology, because it would be purposeless if it didn't. You know what I mean? It'd be like, bro, like this man just gonna get himself killed out here, flying around, throwing a shield. Like, how you gonna throw a shield and fly? And I don't know. We're gonna see.
Well, we're gonna see next week. So the penultimate scene or post-credit scene,
yes,
was a crazy young man named John Walker.
And it explains what we saw in the previews of him still walking around with a shield. Because I was like, what the heck, bro? Like, how is he going to get this shield back when they just took the shield away from him? Or no, they didn't take it, but the boys took it away from him. But I'm like,
it's going to take one hit for that shield to be broken. Okay.
So I'm like, what is he making this out of that he thinks this is going to be useful for anything?
He just goes to show you how crazy he is.
Exactly.
But they're going to fight. They're going to fight. That Pope crazy man and his wife just, I don't know what to do. Hey, Mom, I don't know what to do with him. He stays in that work shed all day, and he's taking all his medals out of the display. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how to help him.
He's stolen the microwave and the grill, the gas grill. He's taking it apart.
He needs all the propane.
And he needs all the propane.
Build the shield.
Right, it's Captain Build the Shield. I'm mad. It looked dope though. I'm like, it look really. He's really. Like, where did he get these skills from?
Who knows? When
did he have time?
Man.
So it was a dope, and that was, once again, I was right about that they were going to have end credit scene in the penultimate episode. So I got that part right. Dame, I already forgot what else I was right about. He told me about that earlier. I forgot all about that. But yeah, so we had a lot of theories come to fruition. One of which was we knew that we were going to see a lot more character development in this episode. We knew we were going to see some stories being revealed about some people. I think we called it that Zemo would either be captured in this episode or the next. So we were right about it being this episode. I was right about Batroc the Leaper coming back. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be Sharon Carter making the call though. So.
That's that guy from.
Yeah, he was the guy from the beginning, from the first episode.
I thought he was dead.
No, he always gets away. He was in Winter Soldier movie.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yep. So
I haven't went back to.
I knew he was coming back, and I was right about that. I want to see if he's even used in the next episode, though. That I kind of feel like that's not going to happen. I feel like this is really going to be our last time seeing. Even though he said he was ready to kill Sam, I'm like, he's not going to show up.
Who knows? Carly might kill him in the beginning of the next episode because he's not doing what she want him to do.
True that. I can see that happening.
And then the Asian man gonna be like, Carly, you have taken this too far. We can't stand here with you.
So do you think there's going to be some kind of blowback inside of the Flag Smashers?
Oh, definitely. That's the only way they're gonna be able to take them down is if it's people on her side who don't agree with her mission. That's the only way they're gonna be able to take her down. Because if they can't get anyone to call him and say, hey man, Carly over here tripping, y'all need to come get her, like she just out of her mind now. You know what I'm saying? I know he's gonna be killing these people and stuff. I ain't signed up for this. And it's gonna be that Asian man because they keep highlighting him. And he keeps the one to say, hey, so we're killing people now? Hey,
well, he was in the car with her, right? When that first explosion, and he was looking at her like, "What the fuck are you?"
Who wasn't the people in there? Yeah. So what is we really doing? Like, right. He just keep trying.
Was he the one that asked her about working with Batroc too? Like, we're working.
Yeah, she was like, so we're working with criminals now. Right. We're the new criminals. Like,
right. He's still sitting there looking at her like,
okay, girl, I'm trying to see through the crazy, but you're starting to look a little crazy to me.
Starting to look a little crazy.
I ain't trying to go to jail. I'm trying to just go to jail.
right. Like, I'm just trying to freedom fight. I ain't trying to
go to the jail they put Loki in. I'm trying to go to like the regular jail. Like,
exactly. Not the jail they got Loki in. Nobody wants to go there. Loki don't even want to be there.
Like, I don't want to have to be clinked up at the neck and clinked up at the hands all day. Exactly. You trying to be clinked up. I don't know if I want to live like that. But yeah, I think there's going to be a fallout within the Flag Smashers, and she's going to make a mistake in front of them, and she's going to lose some followers. Like, I think she's going to make a mistake and kill someone that doesn't deserve to die, or she's going to do something that makes people start to see her in a light that's not so pleasing, and it's going to happen probably within the first 10 minutes of the episode, I believe. Because that's where we're going to pick up from, because that's where we left off.
Right. Exactly. So, and even though she's got all these extra people now on their team and all that kind of stuff, I kind of feel the same way, that there's going to be something, some boat's going to get rocked, right?
Yeah, she's going to make a mistake and kill a fellow Flag Smasher. Or she's going to make that mistake of killing someone on her own team because she's trying to prove a point that they're stopping me from doing what we need to do. And if, like, you know how they always do.
Which will be even worse, right?
Yeah, right, he was stopping me from killing. What? I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? How they do? You know how they be doing? They was trying to stop us.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't
get it. If we don't do this, then they're gonna take us from our homes like that. You know.
Exactly. We definitely know we're gonna have a big Sam and Bucky versus
John
Walker situation again.
And probably Carly all at the same damn time fight.
Maybe Carly too. Yep, exactly. I think we're gonna definitely get 2 end credit scenes again. I think we're gonna have that. I think we're gonna see what I'm hoping is the revelation about the Thunderbolts, and then I'm also hoping we'll get a final look at who is really
the power broker.
I'm hoping. But I'm also going to stand behind my original theory last week that it's not going to be anything important.
Oh, like the power broker.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, this is the power broker, and we're just going to be like, what was that? Why do we care? Like, no reason.
I also think that the GRC's true intentions are going to be recognized, and they're going to cancel the peace accord, and the government is going to get arrested again.
Uh-oh.
I think the head dude is going to get arrested, and the whole GRC is going to crumble.
He was losing it in that meeting.
Yeah,
they were like, so are we going to have a vote? And he's like, we don't need a vote. Like, wait,
I got troops ready to go drag them out of their houses. I think that he's going to get arrested. The GRC is going to be dismantled, and the peace accord is going to be canceled, and they're going to get the Sam is going to work on getting the people what they need. I think that's going to be like after the episode dies down, before the end, it's going to be like this whole like, yeah, we're getting the money to who it needs to go to. Thanks, Sam. Blah, 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 blah. You know, we're going to get it all together and everyone can say where they are and we're going to fix it. I at least hope that's how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully so. We'll see. We'll see if Sam can keep coming up with all these people he know and all these things he can do. I'm like, girl, if you offer somebody else
one more thing,
bro, you got to stop.
But hey, if he do get rid of GRC, he can get Sharon her pardon and maybe, but I don't think she's gonna come back. I think he gonna call her and say, hey, I got the pardon, and she gonna say, oh, that's okay, because she either gonna take down the power broker or she gonna change her mind about what she really want to do with her life.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she's gonna, you know, she might say thanks, but I don't need it right now. Or, you know what I mean? Like you said, I think she's gonna feel like she needs to take care of what she's doing over in Magic.
Now she might call her parents or something like that, but I think she's gonna take it and say, yeah, but I'm not coming home. Like, I'm just glad I'm not on the extradition list anymore.
Right? Exactly. So yeah, so I see some big things happening. I just can't wait to see how it all pans out. We got 2 days, and we'll be able to see. I know I really feel like I'm going to be up at 3 a.m. watching this show, trying to check it out so I can see it before Dane does. Because he sent me a message at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and I was like, I'm just going to work. I gotta work right now. I was late for work already. Can't be watching TV. And so at 9 o'clock I started watching.
Yeah, but I'm definitely excited to see this last episode, to see what it's gonna do, and hopefully it's gonna be great. Hopefully it's gonna be great.
Hopefully it's gonna be epic. I think it's gonna be great. I just hope it's gonna be epic.
Epic is bigger than great. I mean, definitely.
I want to be like screaming. I want to be cheering. I want to be like taken out of my seat. That's how I want to feel, at least for the final battle or something. I want to feel like that at some point in the episode. Because I got close in this episode a couple of times during the first battle and then during the case reveal, which, you know, the case reveal just threw me for a loop because I was so excited to see what was in that case. And then they took it away from me.
I was like, they got the camera on him for too long.
They did a Pulp Fiction and just opened the case.
Yeah, I'm like, they had the camera on him for too long. I knew they wasn't gonna show us on this episode. I was like, well, I guess I'll see this next week. And I was just about to close the computer, but then I was like, oh yeah, it's a post-credit scene. Let me watch that too.
Yeah, well, you know, I was as I was watching it, I was like, I wonder. But then I think they started playing the sound already, and that's what gave it away for me. And I was like, oh wait, there's more. So I was already, and I was shocked though when I heard the sound, because I was like, oh wait, is that the Iron Man sound?
Oh,
and then they showed it was him making the shield, and I was like, oh, this is how this happened. And okay. So that was different, you know, even though I didn't like the fact that they were mirroring the Iron Man sound and the Iron Man scene on Walker. I'm like, bro, stop comparing this man to these other people, because he's not the same.
He's not, but they got to compare it to something. They love to do the callbacks and make you feel like.
The fan service is always nice. Nice. So, speaking of epic, new trailers this week. Oh my God.
I can't remember what's dropped this week because I need it.
You know.
Where am I at? I don't remember. Remind me.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Rings.
I forgot.
This movie's got me so hype, extra hype. Oh my God, they did the teaser trailer. Well, it was really not a teaser trailer. It was a full trailer. It was a 2-minute trailer. I think we're losing your focus.
I am. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Did I come back? Let me try to get it back.
So we got the 2-minute. They called it a teaser trailer, but it was a 2-minute trailer of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Rings, Legend of the 10 Rings. This is going to be the next movie after Black Widow. and the the Legend of 10 Rings is a callback to Iron Man. So this is directly related to the Iron Man movie and the Iron Man 2 movie when we met the Mandarin, the fake Mandarin. So now we're going to meet the real Mandarin. We're going to meet his son and all of his people, see the origin story of his son Shang-Chi, and all the things that go into what the 10 Rings is really about. 10 rings are in the comics. They're similar to the Infinity Stones in terms of their type of power objects. Each of the rings, they were actual rings in the comics, but as we saw in the preview, they're these armbands and full of power, and they basically give the bearer magical powers or some type of advantage over other people or in other situations. And so each ring has a name, each ring has a purpose. And Shang-Chi's father is the current holder of the 10 rings. So it's going to be an epic kung fu style. Shang-Chi is Marvel's version of Bruce Lee. He didn't start off that way. He was just a kung fu character, but when they dropped one of the major magazines back in the 70s, I think it was like in 76 or 74 or something like that, Shang-Chi took on this kind of persona similar to Bruce Lee. So that's why you see a ton of amazing acrobatic type kung fu and martial arts in this preview and in this movie. I love martial art movies. Just absolutely love them, especially when there's ninjas involved. So seeing all the stuff that was going on in this preview, I just was super hyped. I just know this movie is going to be one of the most epic MCU movies ever made. So
it looks good. I didn't know what. All I said is it looks great. I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks amazing. I mean,
yeah, it's it's another lesser known property, right? Another lesser known storyline and story arc. It's going to tie into, like I said, it ties directly into Iron Man 2, but it also ties into basically this next Avengers series. So I think a lot of what's going to happen is going to be tied around the 10 rings and people trying to get the 10 rings, figuring out how to use them and all that kind of stuff, as well as there's a indirect tie-in to Iron Fist. So he has an indirect tie-in to the Defenders. So Power Man, aka Luke Cage,
you said
Daredevil,
Jessica
Jones, the Punisher, and Danny, the Iron Fist. Yeah. so it should be interesting. I want to see, how they. What up, Smooth? What's good, brother? So yeah. So I definitely want to see how this plays out, how it's interconnected, if it is interconnected to other movies or shows that are coming out in the next few months here. So its release date, I believe, right now is in Danny Rand. Thank you, Sonny. Yep, Danny Rand. Yeah, Danny Rand, the Iron Fist. So Iron Fist is directly related to the Shang-Chi because martial arts. Mm-hmm. So, but that makes them indirectly related to the Defenders. But yeah, so the release date, it will be after the what's her name, Black Widow, but right before the Spider-Man, September. Yeah, thank you, Smooth. Yeah, it comes out in September. I don't believe we have any shows coming out at that point because Loki, I believe, is the last TV show that's coming out this year. So we have, a few different properties coming up that we get to see. So we're going to have Loki after this. We're going to have Loki. We're going to have Black Widow. We're going to have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. And then we're going to have Spider-Man by the end of the year. So yes. So a lot to look forward to.
Yes. And I also heard that I didn't read the article, but Sony and Disney have come up with a deal to put their Marvel properties on Disney Plus after their contract ends with Netflix. So
really? Okay. So we're going to see Venom and the other Spider-Mans coming over then?
Yes, but not the new ones. See, my issue with that is just last week Sony said that Netflix would get all of their releases for 2022, like the new Morbius and
Right.
Spider-Verse and stuff like that. So it makes me wonder, when is the contract up? That's why I need to read the article. But anyway, because it just dropped, the article just dropped today about it. But
Okay.
it's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be after next year, or if it's specifically speaking to like the Peter Parker, Tom Holland's films.
Right. But the thing is with that is the Netflix deals are usually only like 3 years. So they could be up this year.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah, that's why I need to
Yeah.
read the article.
Yeah. Yeah, they could be up this year because those exclusivity deals are very short. They're very short.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So
the next trailer I saw was from the Netflix release of Jupiter Legacy, brand new TV show that's going to be coming out on Netflix. Comes out May 7th. Looks really interesting. Jupiter Legacy is a superhero show. Love superheroes, so superhero show, but it's centered around a group of superheroes. It kind of reminded me of The Boys in terms of how it was kind of set up, but it was like these superheroes are retired and then they're passing their legacy on to their children. But of course, kids, kids. They don't want to. They don't want to conform. They don't want to do what daddy and mommy did, and so it's like trying to convince the kids to be superheroes or to be the type of superheroes that their parents want them to be. Because we see in the trailer, one of the superhero kids is like evil. Another couple kids don't want to be superheroes. So these privileged kids as usual.
Pretty much.
So I think it's going to be an interesting take on the superhero genre, the superhero family drama, that kind of thing. Also kind of reminds me, there was a Disney or a Nickelodeon show a while back where there was superhero family. So it kind of reminds me of that as well, but a little bit more realistic, that kind of thing. And the powers that they have on the show look amazing. So
yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the trailer. It looked kind of cheesy to me.
Really?
Yeah.
It looked cheesy?
Yeah.
Did you see the full trailer? The 3-minute trailer?
No, I did not. I haven't seen the new trailer that they dropped. I only seen the first trailer that they dropped. So maybe.
Okay. Watch the new trailer. There's a new trailer. It's like 2.5, 3 minutes, something like that. And I felt like it showed a lot that kind of made it more, because I think I saw the teaser, but I didn't understand what was going on. Like, it didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if I would call it cheesy, but I just thought it was like, I didn't get it. Well, it's not like The Boys. Let me walk that back. It's like
just an unconventional like superhero.
Exactly, very unconventional superhero type of show. Yeah. So it's not as crazy as The Boys. We're not gonna see that kind of stuff. At least I don't think. I don't know.
No, because Amazon Prime, they push the boundaries when it comes to stuff like that. They'll show you anything.
So yeah, because this is on Netflix, so we'll see.
Yeah, I do think.
No, actually, I've seen some crazy stuff on Netflix. I mean, there's a show I watch on there called The 3%, and they be doing some wild stuff on the 3%. So
really?
Netflix be letting some stuff go down.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely check out The 3%. It just ended recently. They just released the last season a couple of months ago. It's 4 seasons, short seasons, so it's pretty good. But yeah, so I think it's worth a look. But check out that longer trailer, see if it rubs you a different way. Let me know next week what you think.
Okay.
But the last thing that I saw, I still got to get into The Boys. I haven't watched it yet. I got to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll try to watch it this week. I'll try to watch it this week while I'm waiting on John Walker to get his ass beat.
You need to watch The Boys.
So Without Remorse, I saw. I think this trailer might have been old though, actually, but I saw that the release date is April 30th. So looking forward to that. This is the Michael B. Jordan. He's starring as an ex-CIA agent. He's a I kind of said a super soldier, but not a super soldier. But he's like one of those type of guys that's got all the skills to take everybody down, and they're getting them back into the field. But the CIA is double crossing them. So this is a Tom Clancy based novel.
Family.
So, yeah, they killed his family. So I think this is another looking like a very interesting
Max Payne type.
Yeah, exactly. yes. Like double cross me. Now I have to get the whole bureau down.
Max Payne Punisher.
or what's his name? Born Identity. That's what it kind
Born Identity, Punisher, all of that. Like,
yes.
You killed the woman I love. Now I'm coming for you.
Smooth. I didn't know you was watching 3%, bro. We could have been talking about that. That show, I love that show. That's one of my favorite shows on Netflix.
That trailer was pretty interesting, though, because the part where he set the car on fire, got in the car to question the guy, then got out of the car.
Yes, that was crazy.
With the gun, though. I was like, either you're going to tell him or you're going to tell him. Because
exactly. Like, is we talking or is we talking? Like, which one?
Either way. Either I'm going to shoot you and you're going to burn up after the fact, or you're going to burn up.
Am I telling you the truth or am I snitching? I'm not really sure which one.
I was like, did this man just set this car on fire, wait till it was fully engulfed in flames, go open the door, get in the car, and pull out a gun and say, tell me what I want to know? Hold up.
One way or another, you dying, bro. One way or another.
He said, either we dying together and you telling me, or you telling me, and either way, you're dying.
Either way, you're dead.
Jeez Louise.
So, it's a lot of looks good. It looks good. Michael B. Jordan, man. I just love Michael B. Jordan in general. I know the ladies love him for other reasons, but I was like, the first scene, he's like,
yeah,
all that chocolate coming out, like,
yeah, sure is. Beautiful man. A beautiful piece of man. But
Michael B. Jordan, he definitely.
Lauren London is in it as well, and I think that's great. She plays his wife, so she's only going to be there for like 5 seconds, and she's probably going to be in some flashbacks. But I
noticed there was a lot of flashbacks. There was a few more in the trailer, so I don't know if there was the same flashback or if there's going to be multiple flashbacks of him and her, that kind of thing.
Well, probably multiple because she did.
Yeah.
So I couldn't remember everybody, but I mean, y'all know that's why he mad, right?
Exactly, because it was Lauren London. I mean, I would be mad,
and they had a baby. You can't kill nobody's newborn child and don't think they're not gonna set a car on fire and then get in the car with you and question you with a gun.
The man has lost everything already, so he's already lost. So now he's lost his mind.
Pretty much. No, I'm definitely gonna be watching that. Also, Mortal Kombat comes out on Friday as well. So.
Yes, Mortal Kombat, indeed. I just watched the whole like not documentary, but like a whole recap thing about the movie, about what it's about, how it's. I didn't realize it's actually like a total like reboot of the movie series, and they're basically starting from square one again and saying, okay, this is the original characters and story. It's a prequel to the tournament. So it should be a very interesting story. The graphics, though, what they call it, the special effects look amazing.
I'm glad they telling Scorpion and Sub-Zero story finally in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like in the movie, the way that it's been told in YouTube series and in cartoons and all of that kind of stuff, because a lot of people ain't never seen it before. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know. Like, it's kind of jacked up, like for real. And I'm not watching that 7-minute teaser they got because I kind of know the story already, but I'm glad they finally able, because this is a horrific story. So I'm glad they're able to put it in a movie now and actually tell the whole story of why they're enemies and everything like that. Finally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, seeing that whole backstory, like you said, it's going to be dope. Especially because it's showing like literally before they became Hellbound, Spawn, and are showing why they have this rivalry and that kind of thing, which we really didn't get a lot of in the video games, and we definitely didn't get it in the
No, you have to be a hardcore, like watching YouTube, watching all the YouTube series, watching all the cause
right,
like every time they put out a game, usually they will put out either a cartoon on YouTube or they will put out a live action on YouTube. Little movie, you
right,
can still find them now. They good as hell, but they never really finish them. They just kind of start them and they never finish them. So
right,
it kind of
exactly.
sucks because you never get that. There was never like a Mortal Kombat cartoon on TV because it's too violent.
Hmm.
Those YouTube shows would only go until like the game got old and the hype from that game died down. Now with the newer games, they have extensive storylines, so you get to
Yeah,
know. Like the last two games that came out, they had extensive storylines, so you get to know more of the story. But in the other games that came out before that, they would put out little series on YouTube that would tell you more of the stories, like Katana's story, Sub-Zero story, Scorpion's story. And I love them. I think they're all very well done. So
right.
I watch them all.
Exactly. Yeah, I agreed. I didn't see. There was one I didn't see. I'm trying to think what it was. Was it the third one? I think it was the third one I didn't see because it wasn't like put out widely. But yeah, I watched the first two movies. I watched a couple of the cartoons, that kind of thing. So yeah, I never really played the game though until recently. Like I played, I think, Mortal Kombat 8, 10, and 11. So yeah, so I wasn't really into the games early on.
I play them all not well, but I play them.
Yeah, me neither. I'm definitely not great at it.
I definitely didn't play the last one.
I just realized Smooth said he actually watched the movie already.
Oh,
He done got his hands on a copy of the movie already.
lucky you.
So
I wanted to be in focus.
he's already given it the seal of approval.
I wanted to be in focus, so I'm gonna wait.
I know, right. I don't want those little titles on the top and bottom that says this shouldn't be distributed.
I want it to be normal, so I'm just.
I don't like the FBI. I don't like the FBI warnings splattered across the screen. That's
no, they started doing them where they go right down the middle every like 5 minutes.
Every like 5 or 10 minutes, exactly.
In every language.
Right, not every language. Hey. We want to make sure we get the point across.
Oh my gosh. But
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. As you said, like it's next week, right? Next week.
Well, no, Friday.
Oh, this Friday.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, so I got a lot to look forward to this Friday.
Yes, new episode of Invincible.
Yes, I gotta watch Invincible too. Oh man, I got so much to catch up on.
Yeah, I'm not as bad. I only gotta watch what's new. I only gotta watch what's new because I did real good. The weekend before last, I watched everything when it came out. I watched Thunder Force. I watched Invincible. I watched the first episode of Them, which I have not revisited. I watched everything that I needed to watch, and now I've been watching The Nanny for a week.
Now, when you say The Nanny, you mean like
The Nanny, Fran Drescher.
Oh, I love that show.
Because they just put it on HBO Max, so I've been watching.
Oh yeah, they did. I forgot about that. Yeah, they sure did.
I'm on season 5, episode 19.
Dang, you already on season 5?
Yes, I'm almost done. That's all I've been watching. That's all I've been watching.
Oh wow, the total binge. Now I've been watching Titans. The DC Unlimited version of the Teen Titans.
Is that on HBO Max?
It's on HBO Max.
Oh, I need to watch that because I do like Suicides. Is it Doom Patrol? Doom Patrol,
yeah. And this is where Doom Patrol came from. They spin off from episode 2.
Oh, I need to watch that. Yeah. I just don't like that it's that big spider in it. That's the only thing I don't like.
Oh yeah. They didn't show. I don't think they showed that in this one.
Okay, good.
They showed some stuff, but there's some other stuff you can be afraid of in this show. So I'm in season 2 of Titans. Season 2, episode 3, I believe. Short seasons on this one as well, but very long episodes. I think each episode is like 40 minutes or a little bit longer, something like that. There's a lot of like what they call them, like sidekick characters that show up in this, but there's quite a few main characters. As well as a lot of great DC villains. DC villains, I think, are some of the best villains especially the way they portray them in the.
I agree because for me personally, those are the more known villains. So you get to know. I didn't know who the hell Thanos was until Thanos. But I had to get history. It's like Marvel villains are so like, unless they like the dude throwing the pumpkins or whatever, like they're not like household names. You know what I'm saying?
Dude throwing the pumpkins.
Man, what's the dude name?
Hobgoblin.
Goblin or whatever.
The Goblin.
They're not household names like DC villains are.
Right.
Like you know about them when you see. Like every movie had a different villain, and I'm honest, the only one I could think of off the top of my head is Thanos. And I'm not even being funny. And the Green Goblin, because Spider-Man was more of a known Marvel.
Actually, Spider-Man is probably one of the most popular Avengers out of all the Avengers.
It's the Batman of Marvel. He is the Batman of Marvel, basically. He's got the most movies. He's got the And I mean,
that's true. True. And that was a thing that Marvel also excelled in with this whole Infinity series, as well as just all the whole MCU in general, is that they took a bunch of subpar characters and threw them together and made people love them.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
That, like, Iron Man was a kind of popular character. He was not a very popular character. Hulk was probably way more popular.
Yeah.
Most people know who the Hulk is.
Yeah.
But he technically wasn't in the MCU, right? His movie came out right before the MCU started.
Mm-hmm. It was terrible.
What's his name? Thor was a fairly popular, but only because he came from Greek mythology. So it's like, they took a bunch of subpar characters and was like, you know what? We're gonna make them popular anyway.
If all these men weren't fine, I wouldn't even be a fan. Iron Man was fine. Captain America was fine. Thor is fine. What else reason did I have to come? I didn't know who they were. I know who Peter Parker is, so I'm gonna go see him. But I didn't know who the hell these guys were. I just said it's fine actors that I love, so I'm gonna go watch these movies, and I fell in love, and that's why I'm here. If it wasn't for fineness, I would not be here. I'm not even audience.
Thank goodness for the fineness.
Because you're right. I didn't know who the hell those people was.
And think about Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, nobody knew who the Guardians were.
I didn't even see Guardians of the Galaxy till it came on Netflix. I didn't even go see it because I didn't know none of them damn people was.
So besides the fact I was like a heavy Marvel MCU fan, I also actually owned a copy of Star-Lord issue number 1 and issue number 3, I believe, because I think somehow I didn't have the whole series together, but I had a copy of that. And when I saw it in the Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, oh my God, it's Star-Lord. Like, I finally have reference for who Star-Lord is and why I have this comic. But yeah, it was crazy. When I grew up as a kid, my dad would take me to the comic book stores and we would get comics and things like that. And he had a collection of comics, and this was out of his collection. My dad had a copy of Star-Lord issue 1. I wish he was alive. He would have got a kick out of seeing Star-Lord in the movie. That would have been dope, because he had the actual costume in this issue that he uses in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So with the mask and everything. So it was kind of dope. So but yeah.
But those are the characters I grew up watching. Like X-Men. Yeah. I knew X-Men.
Yeah. See, I mean, but every other studio owned all the popular titles.
Right.
Sony owned Spider-Man, Fox owned X-Men and Fantastic Four. So
I knew Fantastic Four. I had my favorite X-Men characters. James Marsden, Hugh Jackman. Yeah, they fine. But Storm, okay, Rogue, okay. That's what I was there for. You know what I'm saying? Halle Berry, which was terrible. But Rebecca Romaine Stamos as Mystique. What? Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
Mystique
I was there.
Was awesome. I love Mystique.
I knew those characters, but I didn't know those other people. I didn't know them. So yeah, I do agree that Marvel villains are not household names,
Right.
but DC villains are. Like most people, for me, I'm a villain person. Like when it comes to Disney movies and like even Darth Vader, you know, I'm a villain person. I resonate with the villains more, except for Thanos, because he's just a terrible man. He's just a and or
Thanos had his
I don't give
reasons.
a damn. He just did it too out cold. I can't have. He was basically Darth. He was basically Anakin Skywalker. He came in there, he just started killing little Jedi babies, and we didn't understand why, but these were grown people, and he was snatching out diamonds out of their heads. It was very traumatic. Exactly. Just like watching Anakin Skywalker go into a Jedi school and kill all the baby Jedis. I mean, he was just real rap raw with it. I feel like if they made that now, it would have been worse. You know what I'm saying? If they made that movie now, it would have been worse. But you know, like Disney villains, Ursula and all of them, all of the sort. You know what I'm saying? Those villains really resonate with me. Catwoman, you know, Harley Quinn, Joker. Okay. Yeah, I need to do some more research on Marvel villains because I don't know them like that.
yeah. But like you said, besides the popular ones that we got to see in other properties like Magneto, like Hobgoblin, like or Green Goblin. Hobgoblin is Green Goblin's son, but
yes,
like
correct.
Green Goblin, Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four, you know, Abomination in the Hulk movie, you know, so.
Went above me. That was above me. I don't
Oh yeah, but yeah, definitely. But yeah, Friday got the final episode. So I'm looking forward to next week's show. We're gonna cap it off. And man, it's been a wonderful ride. Appreciate you. Yes, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you going over this show with me, and tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitch at Chevy the Superstar. You can find me on all of the social media as S the Superstar on Twitter and Instagram. Siobhan Clark on Facebook because that's my name. Yeah, tomorrow night we are going live. We are going to round out our sports themed month with watching Little Giants this week, and we're going to be discussing Little Giants. And then next week we will be off because we are going on a fantastic voyage, and we're going to do a live show from our secret location in America somewhere.
I know where they're going to be, but I won't say it. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Appreciate that. And as always, you know where you can find me. It's your boy Willie Stylez in the building. You can get at me at Willie Stylez everywhere on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm Willie.Stylez on Snapchat. Visit me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks. I just added another 5 new hot tracks on top of the 10 I added before Monday. So make sure you go check those out. No, I won't be on this Thursday. I'll be on next Thursday. So next Thursday, you'll get the Willie Stylez radio takeover for most of those hot tracks. And then WillieStylez.info for all my links. This has been another great show. Make sure y'all go over to teespring.com. Well, actually, I think we have a new URL, Sonny. It's gftradio.creator-studio.com. Teespring has now changed their address, so it's gftradio.creatorstudio.com. But still, go over to our site. You can click the Shop Now link. It'll take you directly there. The teespring.com/StorageGFTRadio works as well. It will redirect to the new address. I'll get this updated later. So make sure y'all go get the merchandise. We got T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, masks, fanny packs. We got all kinds of stuff over there. So make sure y'all check that out. Like, subscribe, follow. Go follow our new Facebook page. Sorry, y'all. Over at GFT Radio Network on Facebook, GFT_radio on Twitter and Instagram, GFT Radio on Twitch. And as always, we will see y'all every Monday, 10 p.m. for our regular show. Tomorrow is the Fans Perspective. Come back here, 10 p.m. tomorrow, for the fans' perspective. Dame and Smooth will be here. They'll be talking about sports. They'll be talking about sports stuff I don't know anything about. I do movies, I do TV shows, I don't do sports. I'll be producing in the background. You guys won't see me. Have a good night, Chevy. Wait online. We'll talk after.
All right. See y'all later.
Y'all later. We out.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, 1/3 of the podcast GFT Radio Show.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Stylez from the GFT Radio Show. Just letting you know you can catch us every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And to get some merch, I got some on right now. Go to teesprings.com/stores/GFT Radio.
Grown Folk Talk Radio. Join the conversation. Let's have some fun. Holla.